Morning, all. All right, so 4 games tonight in the NHL. I figured 4 games. I'll put a little bit of news on the board as well. So we got a game starting at 4 o'clock Pacific, two starting a half an hour later, and then we got a late game as well. So nicely spread out. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between the Philadelphia Flyers and the Buffalo Sabres. The Flyers are 15, 18, and 7 over their last 10 games. They're 6 and 4. They're 9 points behind Pittsburgh for that final playoff spot. For Buffalo, they're 20, 15, and 2. Their last 10 games, they're 8 and 2. They're 4 points behind Pittsburgh for that final playoff spot, and they have 2 games in hand on the Penguins. So for Buffalo, they're in a pretty good position, and if they can win this one against Philly, it does sound doable. Philly being beaten last night 6-2, so second half of a back-to-back here. This is the first of 3 meetings. They'll meet again March the 17th as well as April the 1st. Then at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, we have the Seattle Kraken in against the Montreal Canadiens. For Seattle, they want to get some revenge. On December 6th, Montreal won 4-2 in Seattle, so Seattle will be trying to do the same. Seattle's 22, 12, and 4. Last 10 games, they're 6, 3, and 1. They're 4 points behind the LA Kings. They're 2 points ahead of the Calgary Flames. For the Montreal Canadiens, things have gotten much worse since the last time they met Seattle. They're 2, 7, and 1 over their last 10 to reach their current record of 16, 21, and 3. They're 11 points back of Pittsburgh for that last playoff spot. So it's basically just not happening. And we'll see how this one goes tonight if Seattle does get that measure of revenge. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific start between Nashville and Ottawa. So this one's going to be fun because Nashville's been stealing games with goaltending, and Ottawa's defense has been sort of a fun adventure, as it were, for Ottawa fans. I mean, I guess you can blame the goaltending or you can blame the defense, but coming off of a game where they lost 8-4, we'll see how things go tonight against a team that's goaltending's been stealing games. So the first meeting was December the 10th in Nashville. Ottawa won that one 3-2. We'll see if Nashville gets their measure of revenge tonight. Nashville 18, 14, and 6. Their last 10 games are 6, 2, and 2. They're 3 points back of Edmonton for that final playoff spot in the West, but they have 3 games in hand. On the Ottawa side of things, they're 18, 18, and 3. Their last 10 games are 5, 4, and 1. They are 7 points back of the Pittsburgh Penguins for that final playoff spot. So it is quite the race in the East. Of the teams below the playoff line, Buffalo seems like the one that's got the most upward momentum. And then the late game, 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific start between the Edmonton Oilers and the LA Kings. This is the second of 4 meetings. On November 16th, LA wins 3-1. March 30th and April 4th are the other 2 meetings. For the Oilers, they're 21, 17, and 3 overall. Their last 10 games are 4, 4, and 2. They're 3 points back of Seattle. They're 1 point back of Calgary. They're currently the number 2 wild card in the West. On the LA side, they're 23, 14, and 6. Their last 10 games are 7, 2, and 1. They're 4 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights. They're 4 points ahead of the Seattle Kraken. So they're trying to get within 2 points of first place in their division. And I'm wearing LA because I like their chances. So let me know your winners in the comment section below for any of these 4 games. Last night, mentioned this during the recap last night, but I thought I'd mention it here as well. Patrice Bergeron reaches 600 assists. So he's done 400 goals, he's done 1,000 points, and now he has 600 assists. So kudos to him for that. It was awarded late, so there wasn't like a big announcement for it. And it was in Anaheim, so they may not have made a big announcement anyways. So, hey, kudos to him for reaching 600 assists. Also last night, Austin Matthews reaches 20 goals for his seventh straight season. And even though he's having a down season compared to last year, and who wouldn't, it's not like Ovechkin followed up a 60-goal season with another 60-goal season either. So 20 goals for his seventh straight season makes him the third U.S.-born player to do so, joining Patrick Kane and Jimmy Carson. So Jimmy Carson, of course, I did the video on not that long ago, in part because his name always comes up with these kinds of things. At least it seems that way. Youngest player to do something other than Jimmy Carson. Quickest to this many points other than Jimmy Carson. It's one of those weird things because his career didn't go on that long. So, yeah, kudos to Matthews. I think he's having a good year. If you consider 40 goals a down year, you might be Austin Matthews or Alex Ovechkin. Also, last night, if you're a WHL fan, or if you're paying attention to all the prospects, Conor Bedard last night had quite the return to the Regina Pats. Against the Calgary Hitmen, he recorded 6 goals of 6 points. 4 of those were goals. And that was a 6-2 win they had over Calgary last night. He factored in every single point. So he now has 70 points in 29 games, and people will still say, well, yeah, he dominated the World Juniors, and yeah, he's dominating the Western Hockey League, but wait till he plays in the NHL. Fine, but usually when they're this much of a slam dunk, it's a good bet. They're going to be a pretty good player in the NHL as well. So we'll see. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.